and we were going to do it. And then he went back with Aerosmith. So, but then I left LA. I got out of this. I hate this fucking town.
You were in LA.
I lived in LA for like 5 years. I lived in New York the past 5.
But with the intention of starting all over again.
Yeah.
Somehow. Okay, so anyway, you guys are constantly out on the road, and the flame hits big. What happens? Did you guys decide? Well, Christ, I mean, if it hits this big, we got to get back in the studio and make something bigger and better.
Well, we had to anyway. Either way, didn't So, just did a tour until people got sick of us. The album went off the charts, and they stopped and wrote another album.
What happened when you went back in the studio? It seems like you cut out some of the outside help. There's a lot of outside help on Lap of Luxury.
Well, yeah, they were like, everybody was like skittish about it, because they'd had not a whole lot of success, obviously, and so that the heavier things and the more like the song "You Drive Upstairs," the title was really "Lap of Luxury." That was written for the last album. We just used the title. It was like, well, we better, I don't know, that won't be a single, so we got another song on there that never was Space or some dumb song that shouldn't have ever been on there. A few songs shouldn't have been on, like No Mercy and Space, and probably, I don't know, I don't remember what's on that thing.
On Lap of Luxury.
Yeah. That didn't make sense, but they were like, well, Space will be a single, and I said, well, all right, well, what do we know?
Yeah.
It never was, and it doesn't fit. No Mercy, they thought, oh, that's going to be a huge single, it's great. It never was even released as one.
That was No Mercy, the song by Diane Warren?
No, Diane didn't really. Diane only helped Rick finish Ghost Town. That was his song. She didn't like the song. She had a bunch of songs for us, and we just hated them.
Is that right?
Yeah, they didn't fit. We recorded them and everything, and we went through hell. And they didn't come out right. They sounded stupid. It sounded like Starship or something.
Yeah,
it's like, oh. So she didn't really do much. She got credit for doing something. Everybody thinks she probably wrote The Flame or something, but she didn't. She probably wishes she did.
She could have, maybe.
She could have done that.
Well, how about
Richard Marx rewrote The Flame, didn't he?
Oh yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that sounded a hell of a lot like
Jesus.
Yeah, especially
how about the Bangles? That one song, that I Will Be Your.
Oh yeah, right.
Same damn thing, same lyrics and everything. What in the hell?
Actually, I guess you got a point there. Yeah, unless you listen to that stuff every day, that really doesn't occur to you.
Yeah.
For the last one, the Busted, I think you had a lot less help from the outside.
Yeah,
you guys have become a lot more confident, I guess, with your.
Yeah, it helped us, and everybody else had more confidence in us. We used the same producer, and he knew us a lot better. And then we'd been together. We were on the road for 2 years, and we've been together all that time, and we had more material, really.
How does it work? I mean, does Rick come up with the ideas usually?
No.
Bring them to the band?
No, he'll come up with ideas. It's I'll bring things to the band, and it'll, like I don't know, Walk Away, I Had to Make You Mine. Those are, I wrote them, and then I did it with Robin, and then Rick came in and did a little in the end, and that sort of thing.
Do you go over to each other's houses and that kind of thing to sort of work it out?
Yeah. Robin and I had a studio at Bunny's place. He had 3 houses actually on the lake, so we took one of them.
3 houses?
Yeah, and we took. He saved his money. Unlike me, spend.
So you get together at.
Yeah, so Rob and I had a studio at Bunny Lake, we call it, and Rick has his own studio in his house, and then Rob and I'd work together, and then we'd go over to Rick's and see if he liked it. And if he didn't, then we'd play it for somebody else, and they'd like it, and we'd say, "Fuck you, Rick." Everyone else likes it, but you. Too bad. So that's the way that works.
When you guys are together, is there much friction? I mean, it must be kind of like, brothers, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, you're pretty much open with each other. And
no, hell no. Shit, if they knew half the shit I did behind their backs, they'd kill me.
Of course. But I mean, obviously you get along very well now. There's no possibility of you storming out again, is there?
Sure. Good one. Damn good one.
As a matter of fact, you were thinking about it last night.
I was thinking about a lot of things last night.
There have been a few questions provided here by the editor of the magazine. Not this gentleman. He's just here to make sure I get the job done.
Okay.
Anyway, I shall proceed here. See, actually, I'm a translator by trade here.
Oh, okay.
He's been provided in
Sorry,
Japanese.
I don't care what you do.
You seem to like Rick Zito, I guess it is?
Richie
Zito, a lot.
Personally?
Well, not personally.
Personally,
I don't know
great.
about
Professionally. No, he's great. He's great.
Well, I guess he worked a lot on the last album, too?
He worked. He did the whole thing. Yeah, he worked a lot.
Worked a lot. Why did you decide to use him a second time around?
We liked him, and we thought, he had the right answers about the songs. He listened to the demos. He talked to other producers and things, but he talks a good game, so he talked us into it. It wasn't like we didn't want to use him. The label wanted to use him, and we liked them, and there's no reason not to. Why get someone else out of the blue? And when we came back, Lap of Luxury, we were having a hell of a time. We had choice between two producers. Tom Werman wanted to do it. He's always been a friend.
Right.
And Richie, because he wanted to get more of a hard rock act, and he's just starting. Every other producer didn't want to touch us. Fuck them. They want to get somebody that's successful. After the last album, then it was a different story. And they get to eat their words too. Because we couldn't even get close to any producers.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How about
anybody decent anyway?
How about Jack Douglas?
Jack. Well, I don't know what Jack was doing. I don't think Jack was around. I think he's still. He's never mind.
I think he's still active.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if
he's great. He's great. I wish that he would have a little more together personally, because he's great. He's unbelievable. Great ears, great musician.
When you say personally, what do you mean? There's certain.
Oh, he just got some family problems, and it's always something. He's like it's difficult to, pin him down, like take off. And, who knows? Where's Jack? I don't know. So.
Aren't you guys?
He made a lot of money with Yoko Ono. He made off of John and Yoko, so he just made millions off that Double Fantasy.
Double Fantasy, right.
So he didn't really need to do much. So he didn't really care.
He's sitting pretty.
He worked with those guys again. I think Standing on the Edge, did he do, or one of those records?
Actually, you may be right.
I know I'm right. I don't know which one it is.
Actually, I think it was Standing on the Edge.
So I don't know. So I haven't seen him in years.
But it seems like you guys would be able to do it on your own.
It's hard because it's like very democratic, but then you'd have to have one person running it, which wouldn't work. It's like the Beatles or something. If they have, when Paul took over, everybody was like resented. Oh, yeah, right, Paul. Where did you? Who elected you? It had to be some. If it's all four of us, then nothing would get done really. So we wouldn't really agree. It's almost like somebody that's a referee really.
Counselor.
It's a ref, yeah. And we're close. They're more objective. Somebody else is. You have to be like ELO or something. Jeff Lynne. He takes his band, it's his thing. Right. And Trevor and Wilburys, they didn't all produce it. That's Jeff. They just said, "Well, you're a producer. You do it, and we'll just go along." They weren't like fighting.
Yeah, right. But then I guess in your guys' case, it's more of it's an ongoing thing. It's an actual entity.
Right. It'd be very difficult to do it. We'd get nothing done. We wouldn't decide any. We wouldn't know what. Well, let's vote on it. 2 against 2. Well, I don't know. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, it'd be crazy.
I can remember asking Rick about it, and he said it would be just too much work for him. He said he's got to do this and this and this and that.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
got to get behind the
Plus, we wouldn't let him do it anyway. I'm better than him. How did he get elected?
Actually, hasn't there
Who
been
said
something?
He's a good producer.
Hasn't there been something where you guys produced yourself though?
Budokan.
Oh, is that right? You got credit for that?
Yeah.
But all you did was just kind of
we
say, we'll put the mic here, this mic goes here. And, I guess the engineer...
We didn't do anything.
Yeah,
we played.
The engineer should get...
So we certainly weren't going to give credit to anybody else. We'll take the production fee.
Now that you're back together again, what's different from before? How does this Cheap Trick differ from the earlier Cheap Trick?
Not at all.
Not at all?
We're a lot younger now.
You're a lot younger now. Yeah. Of course you are. How do the procedures differ, in terms of how you guys go about writing material, in terms of how you do the live show? Is anything different?
No.
Is that right?
Not that I remember anyway.
Yeah. I remember in the old days, the good thing about Cheap Trick was you guys would go on stage and be like one song after another. There wouldn't be any awkward.
We still do that, don't we?
I haven't seen the shows.
Probably. Let's do that again.
It's still pretty much the same thing?
Yeah.
High energy?
No, we do all slow songs. Easing in the middle age.
So it's pretty much the same?
Yes.
Pretty much the same. The guy here notes that the album this time around...
Nice and cool in here, isn't it? Nice and cool in here.
Is it?
Wow.
You're cold.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, he notes it's more commercial, he thinks. Busted.
Then what?
Then I guess the albums say pre-Lap of Luxury.
Well, you can't probably be less commercial. You can't probably have less sales than that, so pretty good. Easy to say.
The
it's like saying the Dallas Cowboys, they're going to do a lot better this year. Yeah, they lost every game but one. It's pretty much